Yemi Mobolade laid out in his 100-day plan caught our eye. The new mayor says he plans to work with City Council to refer a ballot question to fund a new police training academy, specifically retain money typically refunded to taxpayers to pay for it. News 5's Alasyn Zimmerman explains how these retentions and refunds work and what the 2023 election could look like.
The Taxpayers' Bill of Rights, or TABOR, is unique to Colorado. Essentially, it's a law that limits how much money government can collect based on a formula of inflation plus population. So if inflation increases 8% and growth is at 2%, the government can collect 10% more money compared to the year before. These types of questions on your ballot are not uncommon. The last time Colorado Springs asked voters to keep this money was in 2021. It was a one-time collection of $20 million in excess revenue to put money towards a wildfire mitigation fund. But 2023 is already shaping up to include some big questions about TABOR on your ballot. This legislative session, state lawmakers agreed to refer two questions for the November election. One you've probably heard a lot about is Proposition HH, which is asking if the state can keep TABOR refunds, take off $40,000 of the assessed value on properties, and reduce the assessment rates, which is used to calculate property taxes. Prop HH is currently facing a lawsuit, so its future on the ballot is uncertain today. The other is Proposition II. Something of note here is why lawmakers have to ask to keep the money from a tax on cigarette, nicotine, and tobacco products. TABOR has another rule in it. Those blue books you receive in the mail, well, the financial estimates of those can be a big deal. If more money is collected over that estimate, it has to be refunded unless lawmakers ask if they can keep it. And that's what's happening here.
You might be wondering, how much money are we talking? We'll have a much more clear picture in a couple of weeks. That's when the state releases its June economic forecast. But lawmakers also passed another bill this session that could impact how much money you do get back. Typically, the amount of money refunded to you is based on how much money you make. But this bill that was passed actually equals out those refunds for all single and joint filers to the same amount. The state's chief economist tells me these numbers are preliminary. The state will learn more about just how much revenue is collected over the coming months. But as of now, if Prop HH passes, most single filers will receive about $600 back. Most joint filers would receive about $1,300. It makes it so lower income earners would see a larger refund and higher earners would see a lower one. The city of Colorado Springs tells me typically TABOR retention questions in the city are generally a one-time collection. That's not always the case statewide, but as you can see, come November, you may have a few choices to make on where you'd like to see that money end up. In studio, Alasyn Zimmerman, News 5.
Alasyn, thanks. And we reached out to the mayor's office to see when this TABOR retention question might appear on the ballot. We have not heard back yet.